Hi. It's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. This is my channel of cross stitching, and I live in southwest Nova Scotia on an island called Long Island on the Bay of Fundy and St. Mary's Bay. We have had, since we got back from BC, we have had 32 consecutive days with fog. I'm going to include a little tiny video right here. It was really bad yesterday. This is my husband sitting at the ferry. As the ferry comes in, you cannot see the ferry. It is not very far away, but you cannot see it. So I'm going to just give you a tiny little clip right here. That is thick fog. Today is the first day that we have woken up with no fog. So we'll just see if it can add to the consecutive or if the streak is breaking today. The date today is July 30th, 2023, near the end of July. So I have one finish, 2 new starts, and some whips to show. So I shall get to that. I'm just going to do them in the order that I got them right there, because that's just the easiest. So first I'm going to show you is my Dark Queen of the Earth. I call her Rosie. Rosie is the, I can't remember what you call it, but the person who officiated the wedding for my husband and I. Her name was Rosie. And so we always make a joke of Rosie, trying to back out of the thing and such. So we kind of phone Rosie and say, hey, Rosie. So I liked Rosie just because also with it being Earth and she's got red hair, it's kind of neat. So she's nearly done. She is next month's finish. All that's left to do is the beads. And I think I've gotten everything done. There'll probably be some back stitching too, but there's her face. She looks like she's kind of like really serious and like wondering, what the heck are you guys doing to the earth? There's these orbs here. You got a choice of orbs or flowers sometimes. So I did an orb over here, and then I did a big flower over here. And we got mushrooms. She's got legs, got a dress. She's got horns and a crown. There'll be some beads going in the crown for sure. Yeah, that's Rosie. I absolutely really love her. It was fun. It was nice to actually keep up on it. And then I got sent to me a long time ago, probably a year ago, the bead pack. So there's my full-on bead pack. And I got some Kreinik in here that I never used, but yeah. So it'll be fun to do that next month, to start off with beading. So that'll be great. This fabric is, I believe it's 28 count. It is 28. It's called Beanstalk, and it's by hand dyed by Rolanda. And I think it's beautiful. It's really a lovely fabric. But that's called Beanstalk, hand dyed by Rolanda. And I mostly used DMC, and then some of the shiny floss is sometimes the DMC shiny floss. Sometimes it's Kreinik. I think it was supposed to be Petite Treasure Babe, but I just used what I had. So that is Rosie. And she'll be next month's finish. This is one that I've been working on off and on this month. This is my next whip. It is Huckleberry Farm by Blue Flower. I'll just bring it a little closer to see. I'm using a mix of flosses, doing sort of my own conversion. When I went to Stitch North, my table mate gave me this really cool, what you call it, almost like a recipe holder. And so it clips on to the Q-snap, and then it holds, and you can actually adjust it and move it around. and it's been super great. So I've just been loving that. It's the first time I've been working on, obviously I needed paper pattern, and this one has separate pages, so it worked really well. So I'm going to just pop this out the Q-snap and show you where I'm at. This is what I was working on this morning. And the funny thing about this is, again, I kind of picked my own, you know, kind of picking from the stash. And one thing when you pick from the stash is you actually don't know how much of the yardage is left and whether you're going to have enough. And I wanted this, I'll show you on the original chart. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, me throwing those things. You can see that they did the letters here one color, and then this was done in a different color. And so I had my other color picked out for that. And I thought, oh, I'm running out. I'm going to run out. And oh, I was so freaking out. But I actually ended up having enough. And this is how much is left over. Just one double strand left. This is Gentle Art Briar Rose. And I have no axes. I'd have to do 1, 2, 3. I was going to just substitute something else. But I actually had enough. So that is where I am at. So I'll bring it a bit closer. I absolutely love it. So one for me and one for the basket. And that's Huckleberry Farm. It is just, it's great. I just absolutely love it. So this floss that I just ran out of, or just about ran out of, I've been using up in some of the berries, but I found another one I'm going to just substitute. I will use up that last strand and use it all up first because there's a few berries, but then I'll switch it out. So I might just kind of control how many I do with that. But look at that. Can't see the bear in the hive. That's what I did recently, was mostly on this side here and some of the words. And you can see I'm going down. So I'm not quite halfway on this. If you look at the original, I'm going to be done these words. So just about halfway. Not quite. I'm leaving the butterfly for last. So I'll probably finish up the border soon to get my bottom parts. And then I'll probably work back here and then up there. So hopefully this will be next year's finish. I really enjoyed having a finish a month, and I'm going to continue that next year. So I'm going to have a mix of some small, easy finishes. I got about 5 left in my stash, and then some bigger finishes, and this will be one of the bigger finishes. So I'll probably work on it to get it to a certain point so it's more manageable, but I'd like to have maybe just 1 or 2 pages left of the pattern. Okay, next is a new start. And this is in a bag I got from Sheba Designs when I was at Stitch North. Look at it. It's bees. Nice. Very summery like. This is, do I have the, oh, here's the picture. This is, I won this in 2022 at Stitch North, first year of Stitch North. I won it as a door prize, and it's a LanArt. And it is titled A Heart of Flowers. And so this is my first ever LanArt. The threads are pretty. They came in, they're all DMC, but they don't tell you what ones they actually are. They were just looped over, and so I just did knots on them. But there's some of the colors, and this is the other colors. So isn't that colorful? It's really, really pretty. Looking at how much floss is here, I thought, oh, and it's 28 count, so it's 2 strands. And I thought, that's not a lot of floss. Isn't that big? It's not that big, but it's still big enough. So I worked on it. I've worked on it 2 days. I started it on Thursday, and I'll just quickly glance to you. I'm just highlighting as I go, so you can kind of see what I've done is this area and that area. So it's still got a long ways to go. It will not be, I might have it as a finish for next year. We'll see how much I can get done. This is a stitch along for Stitching at the Cabin. Julie, her mother is going through just started chemotherapy. She's got breast cancer. And so she started to stitch long, and she asked if you wanted to stitch something to make it either with flowers or with butterflies, and this one worked out perfectly. It had both flowers and butterflies, and I think she said which color she liked. So, and I know that Julie one time has taped the edges, and I've never taped the edges. This was an even weave that came with the kit, and oh my gosh, it frayed so fast. I was stitching on it half a day, and I had these strands all over the place, and you know, to sew it, I usually sew, but the sewing machine was upstairs, and it just felt like a lot of work, and I thought, in honor of Julie, I'm gonna actually tape my edges. So I taped my edges, which, you know, took a little while, but not long. But so I did a center start. The center was somewhere here-ish, and then I worked up to my top, part of my top. So there we go. And it is nice. It is fun. Very, very pretty butterfly. And then some flowers. So it goes fairly quickly, but it's a big chart to fold out and to work, so it's a little cumbersome that way. And the letters, you kind of always have to look at the key and figure out what the color is, and it's just so it's a little time consuming, but it's good, it's fun still. And so it's, you know, it's a little bit like chemotherapy. It's work it sometimes, but you know, the product in the end is going to be good, so you just work it out, just keep at it little by little. So I'm going to kind of work on that. I'm not sure when I'll work on that, but I'll try to work on it as much as I can and hopefully finish it up. You know, I kind of hoping to actually finish it up this year, but we'll see. You know, maybe I make one day a week, every Thursday I work on it, and we'll see. Maybe that's an idea. I'm going through these pretty fast. Oh, I got my finish still to show you. Okay, so this was another start. So this start is a project that I picked up at Stitch North, a fully kitted. This was by the Sewing Shop, which is Kaylee Tent Stitch. And so it came with a project bag, a big huge bag, beautiful, and it's got a vinyl front and really big. And inside of it I got I'm started to bobbinate, because these were done on like a floss ring, but I found it too cumbersome. She was very kind and printed up. I wanted to print it up just to try to work off a printed pattern in a big full coverage, but in the end I switched over to the pattern keeper because it just went faster. So I'll show you the actual project I'm doing. She's got a whole series of Biopunk what's it called? Biopunk Girl Gang 2. And so this is the girl. That's all she has for her name, is Biopunk Girl Gang 2. So isn't she cute? The cats and everything. So it's pretty big. It is, I think it's 460 by 460, I think 450, yeah, about 450 by 450 or 460. So this is a couple of firsts for me. It's the first buying a big kit like this. It's my first time ever using gridded fabric. So this is 25 count Lagana gridded, easy guide. And I'll show you my start in a minute. And I tried to at the beginning to work off of, this is the floss ring. And so I tried to work off this, but it just was too difficult. They weren't cut, so I went to pull and I got a mess. So I have to cut them to the lengths I want. And then it was like, just when you cut them, like I understand why she put them like this, is because otherwise it doesn't fit in the holes. When it's like to have this long, if you cut it, then it's actually too much for the little holes that she has. But it's really cute, the card. So she's got like in each page of the cards, it's got the picture. So I love that. And you know, she actually puts the colors, picture of the colors too. So that's great. So I'm just, like I said, bobbinating this as I'm going. So it was getting too much. I was getting overwhelmed with the the floss, and I'm a bobbin girl, really. So I don't like the floss drops. I tried to switch those over to some floss drops I had because I have lots of floss drops. So at first that's what I was doing, and I've kind of left some on. So I put some on floss drops that are cut to the length I want, but it still wasn't me. I'm much better bobbinated. So let's see the start I got. So I did this as the 24 hours of cross stitch. So I worked 24 hours on this. I got a little over 3,300 stitches done. That's pretty good, especially with my cold. So that is my start of 3,300 stitches. So as you can see, I actually just started getting into her hair right here. So it's almost like a light blue color. So that was the start of her hair. So I've mostly just done this corner up here and just started getting a tiny bit of her hair. So it's pretty fun. It's a nice combination of some block stitching, and it goes actually pretty smoothly. So I was pretty pleased with, so I might work on this with any 24 hours or go back to my Tempest Fugit. But I liked working on one project for 24 hours because you really felt like you make some progress. So that was great. So put that over in the pile over here. There we go. I'm not sure if I worked on much Tempest Fugit after I talked to you last, but I may have done a tiny bit. I think I did just a little bit in here. Oh yeah, I must have done it because I've moved this Q-snap. So I think I did quite a bit over here. So this was I was doing with Tour de France, and I was trying to do the kilometer a day. I think I ended up with 2,400. So I got too sick to work on it very much more. So it kind of languished a bit. So like I said, maybe next 24 hours cross stitch, maybe each 24 hours cross stitch I pick a project and just work on that. So I'm thinking that that might be the next one. I'd really like to make it a finish next year. I believe it's at 50%. So, or get to 60%, but we'll see what I can do. Okay, and now for my finish. So my finish was also a start. This was after, when did I do this? I can't remember when I did this, but I think I had finished something else and I decided to start this. So it's again from Stitch North 2023. It was the exclusive, but it's now for sale in Evertotes. I saw on her channel. So we got this bag, and the idea is, it's kind of confusing, but it's with Leanne Van Lan of 1897 Schoolhouse samplers. I'll put it in the Dropbox below. And what they're doing is they're designing, it's a sampler, and she's doing it in a style that there'd be like there's going to be 5 releases, and the idea is that you could actually do it in this like block quilt thing, but you can do whatever you want or finish it however you want. And I'm waiting to see the other releases to decide how I want. It's kind of hard because I'm on a spending freeze, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get the next charts or not, but maybe ask it for a Christmas present. So we had the Roxy Floss Co. And supposedly with the next chart's coming out in mid-August, and it will use some of these, but it actually calls for more colors. So they're going to sell a separate little pack of the extra colors, but oh, they were pretty. I really enjoyed these. So these, quite a selection of colors. I think it was 9, but this is the Roxy Flossco colors. So there you go. Very, very pretty. And so quite a bit left over. Here's the chart. This is called Sing After the Storm, and it's those birds up there. And it's also stitched over here too. And it came with the fabric, which was, I think I got 28 count Panettone. I'm not sure. I actually don't know which count I got, but this is my finish. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and I finished this on my birthday. I think I started it about a week before my birthday, and I finished it on my birthday. So I actually kind of made a post on Instagram saying instead of a birthday start, I did a birthday finish, which was kind of fun. I actually was pretty proud of that. But isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I just love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So it looks so antique-y and so subtle, the color. So like I said, this is Fabrics' Panettone. I'm not sure if it's 28 or 32. It might be 32, but I just don't know. I can't remember. I got the slip somewhere. I don't know where I put it, but and I was almost thinking that the next releases, maybe I could fit all 5 on here somewhere with barely any border, but might not. Because I didn't know what size of fabric I had, I decided I better just start in the middle, which is big waste to all that fabric, because obviously I could have put it up here and I would have had enough fabric to do something else or something, but yeah, it's kind of a shame, but oh well. It is what it is. So, and I love the fabric too, so that's really, really good. Only thing was the chart didn't fit inside this bag, and so I would actually jam the chart inside. I had to fold it. And that's everything. Oh, I got this too. So, haul. My Flosstube friends, KEB Studio, I'll put their link down below. She has an Etsy shop, and her husband have a Flosstube. She's been going for 5 years, and she had a little celebration where essentially she showed a bunch of stuff, and pretty much if you wanted anything, you put your name in and asked it, and you pretty much got it. So, so I got a whole bunch of charts from her, paper charts. So my goal going forward is on the first day of spring, the first day of winter, the first day of summer, the first day of fall, I'm going to stitch one of the charts because these are seasonal. So she's got this one here. It's called Plaid Summer. And so it's got a sandcastle, a campfire, and then watermelon. That's fun. And then Plaid Autumn. So this is going to be the first one I do. I really like this one. So they got a leaf, a pumpkin, and an acorn. Plaid Winter. She's got a Christmas tree, snowflake, and some holly. And Plaid Spring. Love the umbrella and the butterfly. And the other one I think is a daffodil. So that's really fun. So KEB Studio Creations. And then she had some more. I didn't want to overload it too much, but she's made some beautiful bookmarks. There's lots of bookmarks to choose from, but this one here is called Enchanted Red Rose. So I thought that'd be kind of nice. I might make that for a Christmas present for my mom. And then she had a whole series of owl stitching, owls, they're again bookmarks, a whole bunch of owl ones. So very fun. And she also gave me a needle minder. And these are great needle minders. Oh, it's not here. Oh, it's right here. Great needle minders. Like it's strong. So it's like a little book. Isn't that cute? She made it with like the Fimo type stuff, but great magnet. So really nice needle minder. So I'll probably keep that with whichever one I'm stitching. So I'm definitely going to be doing those starting with the first day of fall. I'll figure out when that day is and start one of those. So let's see. Life. I've been sick. I haven't been sleeping in our bed. Last night I tried to sleep in the bed and I slept till about 3 o'clock in the bed, and then I went down to the couch. It's just too much if I start coughing and keep my husband awake. On the couch I can get myself propped up a bit better too, so I don't cough so much. It's only been probably 3 or 4 days I've been on the couch. Even before then I had to sit upright in a recliner chair because otherwise I coughed too much. So we haven't actually done very much. We went over to Briar Island one day. My husband is a steward of Nature Conservancy Canada trail over there, and so we had to put up some signs. and I went to my book club, and then he picked me up and we went for a tiny walk out at Biopunk Cove. So I'm going to show a tiny little clip that I did over there right now here. Hi, hi, hi. I am right now on Briar Island and just going for a little walk. I think I showed you this before, this Biopunk Cove. It's just so peaceful. Only one here. There's my husband way over there. Just really, really peaceful. Here, I'll just enjoy the day. Nice, cool summer day with a breeze and some fog. Bye. Now, yes, it's sunny there, but it was foggy in the morning. It was foggy later on in the afternoon, but that wiped me out. That was just last Tuesday. Today's Saturday, and it wiped me out. I was zonked the rest of that day and that next day, but since then I'm slowly getting better. Next weekend we're in a race, and so I have to get better for that. Not that I'm gonna just walk the race, 6K. Today we walked 6K to see if I could do it. I did. I was tired afterwards. My chest just gets really sort of tired, and I get overall fatigued just in my head. But we did it. Yeah, and it's so that's over. We've done that every year. This is the 3rd year. It's a place called Mavalette. It's over on the French shore, and it's a beautiful beach. So we're going to be going over the Friday night and staying at a little hotel there. And then the next morning, I think the race is at 8 o'clock or something. And I'm doing 6K, my husband's doing 8K. And then we'll probably head back after that. So just a one-night outing. But it's surprising how exhausted I am. It's not COVID, but it sure seems like COVID unless my tests don't. It's been 3 weeks now, 3 weeks long, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there. My ears are all plugged up, so I've been taking decongestants to try to unplug them. My eyes are all meeky and then the chesty cough. But it's getting there. I am almost by next weekend I'm gonna be fine. And see, I barely coughed this whole time, so I've been doing great. Plans going forward. In August, I'm gonna try Arbitrary August. And so what I plan to do is I'm gonna spin a wheel, and whatever it lands on, I stitch for 6 hours. And so I'll probably do a timer on it. So ideally that would just be a day, but it may take more than one day. I'm going to sort of film the spinning and then show the before, and then probably not show the after. I'll probably show the after in the Flosstube. So you might see a few more whips next time. So that might give me a little variety. And then in September, early September, will be my 2nd Flosstiversary. So I just recently watched my first Flosstiversary and took screenshots of where everything was at. So that'll be fun. So I will do a whip parade on my Flosstiversary. So that's what I plan to do every Flosstiversary. So that'll be exciting. So that'll be the first filming in September. But yeah, that's the plans coming up. We might go on some trips, which might curtail some of my stitching, but right now we're just waiting for me to try to get healthy before I can go very far. So yeah, and I'm getting there, 85% now. That's what I say I'm at now. And hopefully by next weekend I'll be 90 or 95%. But getting there, I'm getting there. Oh, by the way, what's behind me is I got my twisted band sampler hanging up, and then my bird's still hanging up there. So I'd like to start, I don't know if I'll do this, I'd like to start every Friday to do a finish, because I got lots of finishes hanging around, and even just, framing some small ones or something. But we'll see. That's ideal. Maybe, yeah, or at least to finish a month, like fully finish, I mean, not a finish. But next year, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm going forward with a finish a month. I'm actually thinking of doing, I counted out smalls, and I think I have about 24 smalls. And I was thinking with the smalls, I could almost do a start and a finish on those, and then do a finish of a bigger project or something. So I got to list those out now and figure out month-wise. And then other starts, maybe only do a certain number of starts during the year. I'd like to whip down. I've whipped down a little bit, I think, but I'd like to whip down some more. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I have in my kits, I had over 82 things I have bought, patterns, maybe partially kitted, maybe not. So I actually want to start working through those, because there's no point in just having them, like, or buying them. You might as well actually start working on them. So that's my whole point of doing these smalls, and then maybe a few bigger ones, because I don't want to get too overwhelmed on big things. I got lots of big projects on the go. So, but you'll see that next time. So, or not next time, the time after. So anyways, we'll be seeing you in August, and hopefully I'll have lots to show then if I'm doing Arbitrary August. So talk to you later. Bye.